So before we get started with our painting of Hamish the cow and sunflowers, I want to just review the materials that we're going to be using. So this particular painting is number 1 in series 2, which is where you don't have a fluid acrylic pour background. So the background in behind Hamish here, you actually paint yourself. So one of the things you're going to want to get is a smaller palette. This is just a plastic dinner plate from the dollar store, and it is perfect for the underpainting, which is what we're going to start with. So the underpainting is the color in behind the background. So in my particular painting, and what I'm going to show you, is I've done it in red. So I've chosen a red. Now in my bag of tricks, which is my container where I hold all my paints, I have a variety of different paints from a variety of different suppliers. So I don't want you to get bogged down in what supplier I'm using for paint, because honestly, acrylic paint is pretty basic. There's a lot of basic opportunities for students that are beginning, and if you get better at this and you want to become more of a professional painter, you may want to improve your line of paints. But for now, a basics, Liquitex Basics is perfect for what we're doing. So in this particular instance, I had a red that I liked in my drawer. It's an orangey red, so that's what I chose. So I'll show you a little bit more about the actual process of underpainting in our first video. But you want a small plate, some red that you like, and you're going to be putting a very small amount of paint in your palette and then quite a bit of water and mixing it around. So you'll end up with something that's an ink-like consistency. So that's for the underpainting. For the actual palette you're going to use, it's the same dinner size plate. You get these at the dollar store, and you can put your paints on them. So the paints that we're going to use for Hamish, you need a white, you need 2 blues. Again, it doesn't matter, 2 blues that you like, a darker tone and a lighter tone. This happens to be phthalo blue and cerulean blue, but you use what works for you. I have a yellow. Any yellow will do. You have to just like the yellow. I have a light, kind of like a lime green. So if all you have is a darker green, and this particular green is just a basic green and it's a medium tone green. If you don't have a lime green, then you simply mix yellow with your green to get that color. But if you have that, then that's great. So then I have a burnt umber, which is just a basic brown. So you're going to need some of that. I have a burnt sienna. I have black. I have a raw sienna, which is a yellowy, browny orange tone. That's a popular color. I would suggest you get a raw sienna in your lineup. I have a yellow ochre, and I have a plain yellow, and I have an orange. So again, orange is mixed with yellow with a little bit of red. So if you don't have an orange, we can get you there as well with respect to the different colors we're going to use. So brushes, we've in series 1, video 1, where we did Marblehead Lighthouse, I talked about brushes. They're the same brushes, but we're adding one to the mix. So we've got a medium-sized flat brush and a smaller flat brush. Flat just means the bristles go straight across the top. And then we have a round brush, just a small round brush. But we're adding a larger flat brush. So this just makes it easier for you to do your underpainting and your background. It's just a larger version of what you already have. If you don't have that, you can still use what you have. It'll just take you a little longer. So as always, you'll want a bucket full of water. You'll want some paper towel handy. I use a palette knife for mixing my colors. If you don't have a palette knife yet, then you can just use your paintbrush. So that's pretty much what you're going to need to create Cow in Sunflowers. I look forward to painting with you.